Chair, you might notice that we do not currently have our timer or clock available. So I'll just let you know when we're at 4 o'clock, okay?
Thank you.
For those members who are joining us, is there anybody joining us who wants to appear as a delegation today? If not, just you can turn off your camera until you want to ask a question or appear as a delegation, please.
Recording in progress.
Thank you, Chair. We're good to go.
Great. Okay, well, thanks everybody. We're having quite a virtual meeting here today. We got some folks at home and traveling, etc. We'll call this Cathet Regional District Planning Committee meeting to order Tuesday, February 24th. We're holding this meeting in the traditional territory of the Tla'amin Nation. It's a beautiful day out here in Area A. I'm sure it is where you are too. And going outside, a reminder we're going to be getting sunburned soon while everybody's snowed in back east. So that's my little plug for the region. First order of business is approval of the agenda. We have a slight change apparently. Ms. Jones?
Yes, thank you, Chair. For item to amend something previously adopted, I just have the complete motion available to share. Did you want me to share that now?
Sure, the other business will go quickly, so we'll just put that up. That'll be 5.1, I believe.
Yes, I just want you guys to be aware
Sure.
of what
So
we're
let's do that. We'll
so
pop that up for people to look at, and I'll move into the next into the approval of the agenda. So do I have a mover for the approval of the agenda with this amendment? And I have to maybe say aye, folks, because that'll help.
Aye.
Okay, do I have a seconder?
Director.
Aye.
Okay, Ms. Jones, any discussion on this amendment?
Oh, we don't.
We don't have to do that now. Thank you. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? And staff will have to help me and see if there's any opposed.
Everybody was in favor, Chair.
Great, thank you. That's carried unanimously. Next, we have the adoption of our minutes. Are there any errors or omissions from the minutes? Oh, you okay, Ms. Jones? Okay, any errors or omissions? Again, speak up, please. I'm trying to watch the screen. Hearing none, can I have a mover? Thank you. Second.
Aye.
Thank you, Director McCormick. Gisborne and McCormick, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Ms. Jones, that was probably carried unanimously.
Yes, Chair, everybody was in
Thank
favor.
you. Thanks very much. And you asked this already, but no delegations or inquiries, I believe. Just checking one more time.
I've not received any messages to that.
All right. So we are on to 5 unfinished business, although we thought it was finished. I think it's a little bit unfinished. So 5.1 is an amendment. We have had that on the screen. I can't see it now, but it was a little bit lengthy. So maybe we'll have staff explain why we're revisiting this topic. Is that Ms. Rodden, maybe?
Thank you, Chair. Through the chair, yeah, the purpose of this subdivision that was reviewed by Planning Committee and the board last November was to facilitate the donation of land from the BC Parks Foundation through the Federal Ecological Gifts Program. And since that subdivision was reviewed, some new information has come to light through the BC Parks Foundation. And that is, they are requesting removal of the need to do a Section 219 covenant. And staff feel it does, it's redundant and unnecessary, given that gifts of land through the Ecological Gifts Program are to be kept in a natural state for preservation purposes in perpetuity. And that was the same reason that we had recommended the covenant back in November, but it's redundant and it'll cause extra time and costs to this application. So the motion that's proposed is to remove that condition for the covenant.
Okay. I think it's pretty straightforward. At first, I was a little confused, but it makes a lot more sense now. And I think we're trying to, there is some time urgency, and we're trying to remove any obstructions to allow this generous donation to proceed and complete the process. Any directors, any other?
So moved.
Thank you. It's a two-part,
Second.
so I think we have to do one at a time. So thank you. I have a mover and a seconder. Any other discussion on the matter? All those in favor of the first part?
Aye.
That's carried unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to section 2. That's also, I guess, the technical part about removing the covenant. Do I have a mover? Oh, sorry, Ms. Jones.
Thank you, Chair. That one is just to give direction for us to put on tomorrow's agenda so that to speed up the process.
Very
So
good.
moved.
Thanks for clarification. Thank you, Director Gisborne. Moved it. Director McCormick is seconding it. Thank you. Any discussion on it? We'll talk about it tomorrow. All those in favor?
Aye.
It's carried unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, staff, for moving on that quickly. 6.1 is correspondence. I'm going to remove that, so we'll make that 7.1 and just have a very quick discussion on that. So we will move to 7.1. Really, it's pretty straightforward, a well-written letter. Directors that have been involved for years now have seen the advocacy that Silt and others on the island have done in, both water, and conservation use, etc., on Savary and tourism. And so the two things are really trying to make sure that as we look through the OCP, we're really considering those two things. I think we've already had a good groundwater study that really gives us a good basis understanding sort of the current supply, which is good. I mean, in the report, it's pretty straightforward that currently we're in a fairly decent position, but again, things that we do in the future impacts that. And so maybe I'll just speak to two of them. I was going to take some action, but I think that in my mind, these are the top two, one of the top two things coming out of the OCP process. Looking at where we are with the advisory committee, that group's active, and I think some of these items are going to come through the advisory committee as well, some of our agendas. So we'll be hearing from them and others as well. And so I mentioned the first part around, carrying capacity and understanding. I'm not a technical person around water, but I think that speaking with Minister Neal, her ministry, Walrus, the W is water, right? And we've talked to her before about the need for more comprehensive understanding water more comprehensively. So again, coming out of the OCP, that'll reinforce that work that I want to continue. And other strategies we can to understand the data and understand water better and better, which we're doing now. And then the second part of their request was tourism impacts. And again, a little out of our wheelhouse, but we're working with these folks. We have stuff on our agendas about tourism. Obviously, the impact on Savary, you've heard me discuss that before about it's not just benefits, there's impacts as well. And so again, we're coming out of the OCP. That is that impetus for us to take action in detail on tourism impacts for Savary and Lund, because there's a symbiosis there. And I've already we got some work underway that will be reinforced by the OCP, specifically meeting with Tourism Sunshine Coast tomorrow morning. So again, just wanted the other directors to know that we're not ignoring the request here, but we're gonna, my feeling right now is we're gonna try to get this OCP nailed down solid and get the right viewpoint from the community, and then start on some of these actions. So I actually really appreciate what Silt and others have done with the history here, because there's a lot of it. So any other questions from directors on the correspondence? Thanks for letting me go on there and explain the details. Okay, moving on. Hey, I think we're doing pretty good here. No reports, no new business. Question period.
Hi, Chair Galinsky from the Peak here.
Hi there. Go ahead, Paul.
A couple of questions. With regard to 5.1, I was wondering what a section 219 covenant is.
All right, well, that's above me. So thanks, Paul. We'll ask Ms. Rodden to clarify.
Through the chair, a section 219 covenant is a legal document that's registered on title to land. And so in this case, the recommended section 219 was to restrict the development of any dwellings on the land in perpetuity. However, the decision or the recommendation to remove the covenant is because the Ecological Gifts Foundation and the agreement that the Federal Ecological Gifts Foundation will have with BC Parks Foundation already includes a requirement that the land not be developed in the future, it be protected for conservation into the future.
I thank the manager for the response. Where could I find the section 219 covenant, Chair?
Go ahead, Ms. Rodden.
Through the chair, for this application, there is no section 219 covenant. This was one of the items in the preliminary layout review letter from the province that the applicant would need to have a lawyer draft. These are agreements drafted by a lawyer. So
I'm sorry, Chair, I don't think I was clear. I was wondering what act section 219 is part of.
Thank you, Ms. Rodden. I didn't understand that either.
yeah,
know
it's
the
the
act?
through the chair, Land Titles Act.
There you go.
Brilliant. Thank you. I appreciate that. My second question, Chair, is with regard to item 7.1, which was the letter from SILT. I'm wondering what a carrying capacity study is.
Well, again, I'll probably ask Ms. Rodden to comment, again, understanding how much water we have and the impacts on it. But Ms. Rodden, do you have a more technical answer for carrying capacity in the planning kind of world?
Thank you, Chair. Through the chair, carrying capacity study, I'm not personally clear on what SILT is asking for in terms of a carrying capacity study. That would have to be determined because the concept of carrying capacity is very complex and it extends to the land, the water, the sensitive ecosystems, and many, many items that are outside the jurisdiction of local government. However, we have in the groundwater study already looked, had a deep dive into the state of groundwater and the groundwater supply on Savary and looking at the carrying capacity of the groundwater. But I believe what SILT is looking for is broader than that. But I can't answer the question of what exactly they're looking for.
I thank the Chair for the responses. Those were my questions, sir.
Thank you. All right, there's no proposed in-camera session, folks. We are adjourned. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.